Welcome to the Watt Hour. I'm your host, William Hadala. Today we're tackling a shift I've advocated for over the past decade, a shift from ownership to access, from designing and procuring platforms to buying capability as a service. The battlefield has evolved. The adversary moves faster, iterates more quickly, and adapts on timelines that are incompatible with our traditional acquisition system. The future isn't about building platforms one at a time. It's about delivering modular, upgradable capabilities at speed, scale, and at the edge. In this episode, I'll walk you through what this shift really means, from advanced energy systems to unmanned autonomy to space-based capabilities, and why the Department of Defense needs to pivot immediately to survive and win in the future battle space. The fundamental shift we're talking about is this. The DoD stops acting like a manufacturer and starts behaving like a smart, outcome-focused customer. Today, the department still sees itself as the primary designer, builder, and operator of its own systems. That mindset belongs to the 20th century. Modern industry, especially defense-adjacent tech, is faster, leaner, and more capable than the traditional acquisition pipeline can support. Industry can build, deploy, upgrade, and maintain systems on timelines measured in months, not decades. If the DoD wants to field bleeding-edge tech on time, it needs to stop managing platforms and start managing outcomes. That's the difference between control and capability. The real opportunity here isn't just speed, it's modularity, optionality, and scale. Whether it's UAVs, refueling platforms, secure SATCOM, or surveillance, the department should be sourcing from a competitive market of suppliers who deliver capability on demand. Let's talk about execution. Take the C5 Galaxy, a platform with a 46% availability rate. That's not a tech issue, that's a maintenance model issue. Let industry take over readiness. Let them price availability, not hours. Let them compete for uptime, not contracts. Same with the KC-10s. Why retire them when commercial operators could fly them under a contractor-owned, contractor-operated model? Homeland security, training, surge capacity. The platform still has value. What's missing is the model to extract it. Now apply this thinking to unmanned systems. Why own the drone when you can just pay for ISR flight hours? Why build a refueling platform when you can contract aerial tankers by the sortie? Ownership is yesterday. Service is now. Industry is better equipped to manage fleets, integrate upgrades, and rotate inventory. Let them. Here's where American Lithium Energy enters the frame. Everything we're talking about, from autonomy to space-based ISR, depends on next-generation energy systems. Batteries aren't just power sources, they are mission enablers. ALE has engineered battery cells that are not only the safest in the world, but designed to thrive in harsh, mission-critical environments. We're delivering zero-volt capable, high-rate, multi-chemistry solutions for air, land, sea, and space. These aren't off-the-shelf packs. They're hardened systems embedded in refueling drones, ISR pods, lunar vehicles, and edge compute nodes. These are building blocks for a new type of defense platform, disposable, recoverable, regenerative, and autonomous. The future isn't nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. It's swarm-capable, battery-powered fleets that evolve with the mission. That's why energy as a service is the core infrastructure behind capability as a service. Let's be honest. The current acquisition process is broken. It's slow, bloated, and can't keep up with threat evolution. We spend billions on aircraft programs that are obsolete before they leave the assembly line. We fund R&D cycles that deliver platforms in 15 years, by which time the battlefield has changed. What we need are modular, upgradable platforms built around software, not hardware. Think disposable ISR drones, autonomous UAVs, robotic logistics units, all of them powered by batteries, updated via OTA software, and acquired like a cloud service. This isn't hypothetical. We're already building pay-per-use energy platforms at ALE. Platforms that operate in degraded environments, recharge in the field, and report their status autonomously. The playbook must change. From requirements definition to contracting to sustainment, everything must accelerate. If pharma companies can buy orbital payload services, why can't the Pentagon? The commercial space sector has already proven what's possible. reusable, recoverable, rapidly deployable satellite platforms that deliver ISR communication and electronic warfare effects as a service. Imagine swarms of power-dense satellites deployed for weeks or months, returning to Earth for upgrade or recharge, then relaunched. That's not 2050. That's 2025 if the DoD buys capability instead of platform development. ALE is already building energy systems for such missions. Rechargeable, radiation-hardened, extreme temperature cells for space-based sorties. These are not R&D projects. These are ready-now components waiting on a smarter procurement model. We need to think less about billion-dollar satellites and more about fleet-based constellations that can iterate like iPhones, versioned, tested, deployed, and retired within operational timelines. Here's the kicker. Over $70 billion in private capital has already flowed into non-traditional defense companies. That's not speculation. It's commitment. This is the golden age of defense innovation. Investors are funding autonomy, AI, power systems, and edge capabilities faster than the DoD can process a new START program. If the DoD simply commits to buying outcomes, not platforms, this entire innovation pipeline unlocks. It's not about risk. The risk has already been taken. What we need now is procurement alignment. At ALE, we're building energy platforms with private capital. We're ready to scale on commercial timelines. But we need the government to meet us halfway, with flexible contracts, outcome-based procurement, and a focus on speed, not paperwork. This isn't a dream, it's already happening. SOCOM is buying counter-UAS as a service from Anduril. NGA contracts commercial satellite imagery from private providers. The Air Force pays commercial firms for aerial refueling sorties. The Navy uses sail drones for maritime ISR, radios, software licenses, SATCOM. It's all being delivered as a service. These are proof points, and we're just scratching the surface. Imagine a world where power modules, ISR swarms, and resupply drones are priced per mission, where edge data centers operate as mobile services, where batteries are replaced, not recharged in the field, swapped by drones, not humans. This is not a future concept. This is a procurement model waiting to be fully adopted. Yes, we've got friction. The Anti-Deficiency Act limits variable pricing. Commanders are hesitant to give up asset control. Budgeting for consumption-based models is still new territory. But we've solved this before. Cloud services face the same pushback. We adapted. We can do the same for autonomy, ISR, power, and space. Contracting officers need new tools, value-based pricing, flexible resource units, new product service codes. We need new insurance models to protect commercial partners in wartime. We need updated guidance across FMR and FAR. This is not just about rewriting policies. It's about retraining an entire acquisition culture. We must empower contracting teams to think like investors, not auditors, to price performance, not process. The way forward is crystal clear. Audit your portfolios. Not everything should be owned. Embrace modularity, disposable platforms, upgradable software. Talk to industry regularly, not just when a program fails. Rewrite the rules. The current playbook cannot support the future. This isn't about dismantling the acquisition system. It's about adapting it. We've seen it work in software. We're seeing it work in SATCOM, counter-UAS, and autonomous maritime ISR. Now let's bring that same model to energy systems, drones, satellites, and tactical computing. The model is proven. What we need is leadership. The future is here. Industry is ready. The technologies exist. What we need now is action. Let industry lead with energy-first, modular designs. Let the government stop buying PowerPoint decks and start buying capability. At American Lithium Energy, we're building the battery infrastructure that powers this entire ecosystem. From Group 1 and 2 UAVs to lunar relays to autonomous defense systems, we're ready. Let's deliver capabilities, not someday, not after Milestone C, but now. Let's buy before we build. Let's shift from procurement to performance. This is the Watt Hour, and I'm William Hadala. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and as always, please like this video.